Good evening, Random Mania 4, and welcome to the Lali-Ho League's bracket round, best of 32. We have Game 1 versus Couch 23 and Zald. Couch is up 1-0 because of his record during the Swiss rounds. So Zald has to win 2 matches to be able to move on to the best of 16. I am joined in the booth tonight by Microcourse. Microcourse, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing really great. I'm very excited to see this match. Over 100 people registered for this tournament, and we are now in the week where we're down to our top 32, and both Couch and Zald are a part of that, fighting it out for the chance to go to the next round. And as you said, if you look at the visual indicator on the screen, our little Lali-Ho dwarves there indicate that because Couch went 5-1 in the opening Swiss stages, and Zald went 4-2. Couch has a 1-game advantage. If Couch wins tonight, Couch has punched his ticket to the round of 16.
And we have some fantastic objectives here tonight. As usual, we're going to have to, forge a check for 5,000 GP, get some discount coupons. Wait, we can sell pigtails now?
There seem to be a lot of new things going on, but as we say that, we will not be buying half a Drain Spear for Arcane. Instead, our 5 objectives, the top 3 are always the same. That's the theme of this tournament. We're forging, we're completing Cave Magnus, getting some music, and we are not selling the Pigtail, but we're going to be trading it away. And those are followed up with either character hunts or boss hunts. Looks like we got one of each.
Yeah, we're going to be looking for everybody's favorite Betrayer, Dragoon, Kane, and we're going to be looking for the Fire Fiend, Rubicante. So this is really interesting because this is a situation where we could have a hard required giant with a boss and a character on there.
Pretty unlikely mathematically, but yeah, that's something we can all root for. It would be fun because that, of course, would reward whichever runner goes there first. Which, who knows, maybe it's Zald. Zald actually has already played post-Swiss matches. Zald has played 2 races with these flags officially. I believe defeating Chaos Hades in basically like the opening round for the right to face Couch. So Zald went 2-0 in those races, and we will see if Zald feels the pressure to do something as risky as going giant early. That could spell the difference one way or the other.
Yeah, and the issue with that giant in previous play, go do your D machine grind. If you have a Tella, you have a Fu who is available in the flag set this time around. You can do those, D machines, get a whole bunch of levels right away, and just blow through the seed, and just leave. But now with the new flag, the vanilla giant flag that we've had through the entire event, you have to complete the Giant of Babel to get out. Once you go in there, you can't leave until you get through those 2 bosses. And even with post-grinding levels, those bosses could give our runner some trouble.
There are definitely no gimmies. The first spot, what we call the element spot, the vanilla element spot, has the second highest hit points in the entire games. Only second to Zeromus at the end. And there are, finding something free there, something coffinable, something without what we call the boss bit, something that can be affected by all sorts of status, speeds that up immensely. But yeah, there are no gimmies. It looks like we're underway. Both runners starting, and it looks like our starting character is a White Mage Porum being joined by a Dark Knight Cecil, so no immediate power, and a Sparkle gives us the Pan.
Ooh, Pan is a really nice early on. You don't want to have to be hunting for it. As soon as we get underground, that's going to open up a number of checks. I would actually not be surprised to see our runners maybe holding off on Fabul until they got underground, just because of that.
Yeah, it's rare to go to Fabul first, so I think they'll definitely be going to Antline for sure, and early Magma Key would then direct them to use that Pan right away. Hopefully Zald gets going soon. I don't know if it's either a video problem or Zald is hanging out for a bit. Hopefully, there we go. Zald has caught up, and Couch is getting his guiding way lesson, reminding him of his objectives, and we'll see what Couch goes first.
Yeah, with a Porum Cecil kind of start, I personally would like to do a little bit of looting, which looks like where Couch is going. With the C Neki flag on, our characters are only starting off with a random tier 1 to tier 3 weapon. So this Porum could just have a staff, and this Cecil could have a shadow sword even. So probably looking for a black sword, looking for bows and arrows.
Yeah, so as far as the start goes, they got a random kit, and I did see some black items in the kit, but I believe they were both armor items. There is a chance, like you said, that Cecil might even start with a black sword. Looks like Xalde's stream has picked up. Xalde choosing to go to Damcene for his early loot. We'll see if that pays off. But yeah, some random items in a kit, and then some cash. They got 33,000 gold to start, which seems like a lot of gold, but it's maybe not as much as they could have had.
And if you're new to the bracket flags, the reason we want to point out the amount of gold, as you're seeing on Xalde's side, a whole lot of 0 GP being pulled up in these chests. One of the changes from Swiss rounds to bracket is that the junk items that are in the chest are just going to give 0 GP now. And then as well as that, you can't sell anything for GP either. So that initial starting seed is just to, you know, make our runners kind of think about their purchases and manage their money a whole lot better. You can't just dump everything out of your inventory and buy a whole bunch of sirens later on.
Nope, there's no need to stockpile high value items that you don't plan on using. And that 33,000 they got is a bit of a low roll that ranges from 20k to 80k, and so you can see that was only 13,000 above the absolute minimum that they're going to get. So not the most generous start. Couch, I've noticed, has picked up a big bomb and a Stardust item, and those can be very useful for getting through the first couple fights. We'll see if Couch is ready to start doing one of those fights.
Yeah, I like a good early big bomb and Stardust that can easily get you through Hobbs, depending on who's up there, as well as, you know, getting you through Antline as well. It'll be interesting to see. It looks like both runners actually heading to Antline.
There's a good chance. Hard to say because we missed like the couple minutes with some technical difficulties. Xalde might have done the same loot. We did see Xalde also pick up the Stardust and Damcene, but for all we know, just because they're so even time-wise right now, maybe Xalde did the same thing. But you know, we'll find out. We'll see if he throws a big bomb with this first fight.
Yeah, I noticed on Couch's side there, Porum's only got a cure staff. I missed if Couch checked out Cecil. So Porum not rocking anything that's going to be helping our team out with, you know, maybe some bow and arrows.
Couch checking the vanilla charm harp room. That's a room runners often skip because there's only one chest in there, but he did pull a second Stardust item, choosing not to save. So if that Stardust item helps him get through, kind of gaining a little bit of time here. He also picked up a wizard robe for that Porum, which is a great piece of defensive gear, really throughout the entire game.
Yeah, with the S standard on, we're gonna see some, you know, better gear later in the higher end shops. We can see some sorcerer robes and black robes. But if this were T Pro, that wizard robe could be the best you find.
Yeah.
Blink and you miss it. That was D Lunars and Antline, and that firebomb took short work of them.
And not a bad item to get with a Porum start. Porum can equip bows. Cecil can as well, but Cecil's going to have to become a paladin first, and hopefully they find a better weapon. But an Arvis bow is great for Porum, and I didn't catch if there's any arrows in the inventory yet, but that's end game level bow. That's the top bow in the game.
Yeah, and another interesting thing too is the amount of agility the Artemis bow gives. I believe it's 15 agility. If I'm wrong, it's 10 agility. But that's a good way to, you know, manipulate your agility early on to gain some extra hits, you know, with Porum.
So we don't see a big bomb thrown on Xalde's side. Makes me think maybe they didn't get it, but that Stardust is just as good of a job. And Xalde is through their D-Lunars fight in Antline as Couch approaches the hostage on Mount Hobbs and the boss holding that character hostage. Uh-oh.
Ooh, this might not be good.
Looks like yep. Go ahead.
I said, while it is water hagging, Couch will be able to get through this pretty easily. Does not get the duplicate Cecil. With one of the changes from Swiss to bracket is no duplicate characters are going to be allowed for our runners as we go forward.
That's pretty significant. let's think ahead. Perhaps this is one of those hook routes where you don't have the quick access of the magma key. If it turns out to be that, just the fact that there's a dupe on the overworld means you're down one potential character. Not to mention that if this was the Swiss rounds, you'd be very happy to have 2 Cecils right now and 2 Paladins in a little bit. But like you just said, Bad Karma, no dupes, and a little bit of basically that was just experience on Porum was that fight, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, Porum gets a number of spells really early, such as Berserk and Blink and Exit. That Rosa takes a little bit longer to get, so the more XP on any character, but more so for Porum early game, you want to get her to those spells as fast as possible, especially if there's a potential hook route in play. As Couch is heading over to Fabul, though, gonna go ahead and continue to just roll through these early game checks.
Looking in his inventory for arrows, did not find any. Hopefully, for his sake, he'll find some for sale in the shop. He's heading right for it. Let's see if Fabul provides some nice arrows, poison arrows. Not bad at all.
Yeah, you don't get the stat boost of the bow unless you have arrows equipped as well. So that's why Couch was really looking for those. You didn't see him just throw the Artemis bow on right away. So heads up play there to remember that you do need arrows to get those stat bonuses. And now he's going to have a very speedy Porum out racing the Cecil to get some extra turns in.
Out racing and vastly out damaging, I anticipate.
Xalde is working through the water hack, chose to take it as well.
Well, we get the back-to-back free bosses, the free water hag on Hobbs, the absolute free is King Queen Eblin. Couch looks like not even choosing to try to outrace the damage, just going to sit there. They have a little script that plays out. They'll launch some very weak fire spells at you, and then they'll say goodbye on their own. No big deal.
Our real quick shout out to our restreamer Rump, our tracker Maggie the Cat, and the reason I wanted to shout them out is, Rump, what did these runners do to you that you gave up all the free bosses right away?
A Rump maybe has something planned for them later. Maybe we are going to find that nasty hook route with I don't think either checked Baron. If Zal did, of course we missed it at the beginning. We don't know if that character in Baron In is a dupe or someone fresh and strong. So we still have some figuring to do. We'll have to see what kind of underground access we have.
Yep, and Couch is through these King Queen. They are going to fade off into nothing. So he will be collecting this experience and moving on.
Yep, so far 2 runners following each other's footsteps, and no key item from Fabul, just an Hourglass 2. Very useful item, and a nice stack of Samurai arrows to go along with that Artemis bow. That is maybe even a better pickup right now than that Hourglass.
I would be extremely happy to be finding that somewhere. The loot in Fabul, we are on T-Pro now instead of T-Wild, just like we were in the Swiss flag. And not many people choose to do a full looting at Fabul. It can have some pretty decent gear hidden away in some of those pockets.
Yep, there's that spot you can access after you beat the fight behind the King's Throne. Couch, though, has shown with the Charm Harp Room and Antline and that pot, which a lot of players skip, that he's willing to go out of his way to perhaps snag something, and it definitely paid off. Actually paid off in both spots. He got a Stardust from the pot, from the Charm Harp. He got the Samurai arrows, and now he has a bonus round in the form of D-Mist in a very easy spot.
Yeah, the Bard there, probably not going to see a whole lot of use. We do have the Spoon Flag turned off for these flags, but it's an extra body for our runners to be able to use. There are a couple of bosses that Edward does make a whole lot easier, especially in that hook route.
Not a powerhouse, but as you said, some utility. Also probably will just become our anchor by default. I would anticipate seeing that Edward kept down, especially since we haven't seen a curse ring yet.
This is not what you want to see.
No, I'm wondering how well Porum will survive in the back with the Wizard Robe, and she's doing pretty good damage with that Artie bow. I think Cecil's job right now is keep Porum alive if he can.
Yeah, threw out the Grimoire, got a Shiva roll. Not great, but still an extra 600 or so damage. This spot has about 4,000 HP. Not going to give any experience. So as long as Porum can keep shooting those samurai arrows and get a little bit higher rolls, Couch should be able to get through this.
The question's going to be after this takes out Cecil. What kind of damage does Ogo do if he hits Porum? That's a lot of damage. Actually, it's just over her threshold of her current hit points. You play a game with Ogo when you throw magic at him. He's going to do that counter, which I believe I always get the number wrong. Is it a quarter or a tenth?
I believe the blaze counter is 25%.
Yeah, which is a pretty big percent, especially at these low levels. Not being able to take that hit. I'm not sure if that roll of about 200 was a high roll or a low roll or an average roll. Well, we'll have to see a few more hits on Porum to see how likely it is that she survives. Xalde making a different choice. We'll see what Ordeals has in store for Xalde here, and having a Paladin Cecil at this stage would make the Ogopogo fight a lot easier, whereas Eddie maybe doesn't do too much for this, so this might pay off.
Yeah, and one thing that Xalde found, that's not terrible with Golbez here. We only have 2 characters.
Yeah, Golbez has a script where he knocks down your party until there's only 2 characters, but if there's only 2 characters available, he's not going to be knocking anyone. We have plenty of Star Veils. The magic here is not terrible, but these characters still have pretty low hit points. So it's just going to be a matter of doing the damage, which I think the Porum should be able to do.
Yeah, I would be probably popping 1 Star Veil here just to be safe. Get it on Porum. Let her do the work. If Cecil doesn't make it through here, it's fine because his level's reset. Couch made it through the Ogopogo, though.
Back-to-back key item checks without a key item. An Hourglass from Fabul, a Longsword from Baron, but we do have a D-Miss to check. D-Miss was the first boss. I'm sure Couch, I would anticipate, is going to go there straight away.
Yeah, so I'm trying to look it up right now, actually, as we're talking. I believe since we don't have the Be Unsafe, I don't think that D-Miss can have our path to the underground.
Because
it's one of the safety checks. It's if the D-Miss is in the guard's position, then if one of the gating bosses was there, then D-Miss can't have it. So never mind.
Yeah, I think we're good, but it still might not. We'll find out. Could still be Ordeals.
I just always remember there's something about D-Miss in that guard spot. There is the Magnet Key, though.
Yep, we have our kinder route. We don't get to see a 2-character plus Edward hook route. Unfortunately for all of the viewers, that might have been fun to see. Instead, we're going to be going right underground with Couch, and we're going to see the second fight on Ordeals with Xalde.
Yeah, I don't blame Couch for going right away. Has that pan burning a hole in his pocket. He wants to get these turned in, get some more checks, try and get some more key items. He can easily route Ordeals right back in right after the Sheila checks.
And on Ordeals, Mylon did an amazing thing. He got all 4 gas to turn around and face the other way. This is a vanilla Mylon, friends. 1 spot removed from its normal spot. And yep, Thor Rages aren't really going to do any damage there. Mylon counters with his own bigger lightning bolt.
Yeah, the magic defense in this spot is very high, so not going to be able to really just, work through it with, some of the J items we found. So Berserk and Porum and letting her just go.
Yeah, this spot, like you said, high magic defense, but pretty low Artemis Bow Samurai. Actually, I don't know if Xalde got the Samurai arrows, but just the Artemis Bow itself is doing a lot of good work here.
Yeah, those do look to be poison arrows that Porum is rocking.
Getting dicey here. Are we down to 1 hit? An unfortunate,
Oh,
yeah, to Mylon Z, a diamond ring would do a lot of work there, protecting against lightning damage. We'll have to see what Zal chooses to do. I didn't notice if Zal did a safety save after Golbez. I would guess he did, because who wants to do Golbez again?
I know. Did find a karate robe on the way up. Ooh, Couch found a life staff with by bonking Yang on the head with a fan.
Well, you can dial in whatever kind of Porm you want. Do you want her to be attack Porm with the Artemis Bow? Do you want her to be gentle healing Porm with the life staff? Either way, we're good to go.
Yeah, we haven't found any Cecil weapons yet, so maybe beneficial to Couch to just slide that Artemis Bow over to Cecil whenever he becomes Paladin. Also, Couch has Edward. Edward can use the Artemis Bow as well.
Yep. I said Eddie wouldn't be too helpful up on Ordeals, but I could be wrong. We might see Eddie Artemis Bow at that point, and with Porm doing the berserking and the healing. So, was that just a pink tail from the rat tail chest?
I blinked and I missed it, honestly. Couch was moving really fast, but our tracker, Maggie the cat, lighten up the pink tail, so that is a required objective for objective number 3 once we can find that hook.
Yep, no sign of Arcane yet, no sign of Ruby, but we do have one Siren in there.
Yeah, Siren's in the item shop. I think Couch picked up 6 of them.
Which, if I'm doing the math correctly, is a big chunk of that starting 33,000 gold that one gets, or that they got rolled for them.
Oh, did you see that Faymart?
I blinked and I missed it.
That was Bigan in the Leviathan spot in Vanilla Asura.
Yep, not something you're going to do right away. Neither one. We need some extra gear. We need mage killing stuff for Asura, and we need, I don't know, lots of good luck and feelings and levels for that Bigan.
Zal rewarded with an adamant rock, though, another required item for objective number 1.
So both objective 1 and objective 3 require 2 key items. We now know 1 of each from either of our runners, kind of showing us opposite ends of the objective 1 and 3. We'll see at which point they get the complementary item, which will allow them to complete it. And Keinatsu, a boss that can be very difficult in high hit point spots, is found in a very low hit point spot. And despite this still being a relatively low level team, no problem at all. Ordeals is complete. We have a paladin on Zal's side.
That's going to really help with this Ogopogo fight. Even though Ogopogo does a lot of percent base damage, having that Paladin Cecil to, potentially cover Porm if needed is going to make that a little bit smoother for Zald, I feel like. Bacchus wines too with Dwarf Castle. We found all the goodies so far.
And look what Couch is doing. Couch once again going to the out-of-the-way chest. Very few runners go to. I think there are 3 chests down here. So Couch is showing a willingness to try to grab some out-of-the-way stuff. Not a big payoff there. A guide drum would have been nice early, but we're rapidly approaching the phase where guide drum does not matter too much.
It looks like Couch is actually heading this way to get the heal. That's an interesting play to go that way for the heal. I'm wondering if he is thinking he wasn't expecting the heal right then and just say, oh, maybe I should.
I think he knew he had the exit item, so he used that so he didn't have to backtrack all that way. And my guess is he's going to be going toward deals now. So that's actually a pretty good play to get that free heal. Oh, going to complete the Sheila, the pan checks, but then because he already did Fabul, he's not going to be getting a heal from Fabul itself. So my guess is right after this, going to Ordeals to get that Paladin online. Kind of clever routing there.
Yeah, with what he saw in the Fey March, Couch is probably thinking definitely needs to get this Paladin Cecil get some levels on him in case we do have to take on that Baigen.
That's a spot where cover strats can be useful. Cecil as a paladin has the ability, if you put him in the back row and you give him some really good armor, he can absorb the really strong hits there. I mean, he's going to need still a good hit point pool or blinks or something. But the other damage that Baigen does is drain, and I believe it's not going to be terrible there because the magic there is low.
Yep, and that was a Darkness Crystal from Sheila 1, and just a Stardust Rod from Sheila 2, so the world is our oyster now. We have moon access, we have underground access. This is a type of seed that I personally struggle with, because when do you decide to go to the moon?
And it is going to open up the possibility with that thought that you're expressing, especially for Xalde being already down, 1-0, just because of how the tournament seeding and the wins of the previous round worked out. That is going to give Xalde the opportunity to make gambles because we're getting darkness so early. Assuming that Xalde follows up on the pan sooner rather than later.
And it looks like Xalde is getting ready to do this D-Miss and Ogopogo. So getting some last minute looting going on.
With Couch still having to do ordeals before they have a paladin, if you were in his position, how would you handle this moon? Like, would you save first and be willing to reset back? Because you obviously don't want to do very much of the moon with a Dark Knight.
No, I don't. I think you check this moon for the character and you come right back and do ordeals. If there's a Foo on this moon, even an Edge, even though we haven't really found anything for Edge, that's just going to make things go a whole lot smoother. You could take 1 minute or so to go find Edge's weapon somewhere. You have access to everything. Long swords are probably somewhere. So I think you definitely want to get this character to kind of speed ordeals up.
And we were rewarded with the longsword after this Ogopogo fight that Couch has, so he has at least one edge weapon. Got a Thunderclaw, but we'll have to see if it's an edge at all. He did find some things here in the shop that he's interested in. There are mute bells and something else that he got.
Yeah, I think he's just doing a little bit of inventory management. It's a little quicker to sell things for 0 than it is to get the trash can out. Looks like Xalde has the Berserk Cecil going. 3-4 hits.
Now we get the news about the lunar character, someone we desperately want, or someone that's just going to fill a body, or a dupe that doesn't matter at all. That is someone we want.
Yeah, gonna be putting that Stardust Rod that we got from Shield 2 immediately to use, and that is that's what you want to see right there. That's gonna speed this the seed up. Couch is gonna probably fly through ordeals too.
Yep, pretty valuable path that Couch has taken here, getting that Foo first. A small chance Foo might have nuke at this level, 1,000 hit points. I'd say probably not, but there's a good chance also Foo maybe has a level 3 spell, maybe Virus, maybe Quake, and worst case can just use that Stardust Rod as an item, which is still going to be useful against Ordeals bosses.
Yeah, and with 3 more Ordeals bosses that are just that's 9 more spells, for the chance to get, some of his better things. So I think Ordeals is probably the play here for Couch.
Yeah, if you're new to Free Enterprise and maybe familiar with the vanilla game, you might think, well, why does Foo only have 1,000 hit points? Why are we talking about powering Foo up? Foo is such a strong character because you get him so late in the vanilla game. He comes preloaded with just about every spell you could ever need. But we have I think it used to be called the Foo Challenge Flags. Now we just refer to it, whether it's a vanilla Foo or not. Essentially what it means is every time you win a boss fight, you get 3 new spells. So we make you work to unlock your Foo, and you get an extra 100 hit points every time you defeat a boss. So that is a reason, as Bad Karma pointed out, why Ordeals is such a good play for Foo. You get 3 bosses, and you get 9 spells, and you get 300 extra hit points.
Now, if only he could get a little bit more MP than that, measly 190 MP pool.
One of our runners, maybe both, picked up a Soma drop. I don't know which one.
I think they both did. That was in Baron Inn.
Yeah. So with Nuke costing 50 and Fu having 190, getting him up to 200 allows the quad nukes without a refill of MP, which is often pretty useful.
Going through the goal best fight now, probably won't have any issue as Xalde is underground, and we'll see how he decides to route this out now that he has his 3-man party.
Checking the gated shops underground, starting with Tamra. And there was that must have been where Couch picked up his exit item. Unless he happened to loot it, but he did have one that he used in Dwarf Castle when he went to the pod. There's another Soma drop. So there's 2 Soma drops. I missed that the first time. 2 Soma drops in the warehouse in Tamra, and Xalde's Porum knows exit at this point.
Yeah, that's that just tells you, one of two things: either A, Tella and Fu are both in this seat somewhere, just waiting for you, or B, Tella and Fu are not in this seat at all.
Yep, that's true. Xalde does not have that knowledge yet. Hopefully we'll be getting it soon as he completes his underground checks. Very common to grab the freebie from Feymarch, where he is heading down to now, and then transition over to the Pan area. Looks like he's going to be doing some looting, which I don't think Couch did. He finds the monster box. He's going to reset out of that, and now he can loot the entire cave if he chooses.
Yeah, I personally on T-Pro do like loot in Feymarch. It is a good chance to get some tier 5 loot, especially if you can find that monster box so early like Xalde did.
Grabbing the Dragon Whip in case Riddy makes it onto the team. That would speed up some future grinds. It, just like the name says, it hits dragons pretty hard. The eggs that we summon underground and the double gold dragons on the moon both are weak to that, so that's decent. Rydia, sufficiently leveled, can do a few thousand damage to gold dragons and make that fight quicker, or at some point just one-shot some of those eggs.
Xalde being able to loot down here, found a cabin. That's something to note too. Cabins are not cheap. They're about 10,000 a pop. So I don't think we've seen them in any of the shops yet. So any of the camping gear we can find via these chests is going to be really beneficial for our runners as they potentially have to go down in lunar subterranean.
Yeah, that might push Xalde. He might say to himself, "All right, I can." Eventually, he doesn't know it yet, but he'll have a Fu. Nice Ogre Axe pickup. And the cabin will refill your Fu after a tough lunar fight.
Yeah, I believe the Ogre Axe is, other than the Artemis bow, is probably the best Cecil weapon that we've seen.
Yeah, I don't recall if Couch grabbed that on his way out.
He was looting most of the Feymarch, so I think he did, because he picked up the 4 chests on the exit.
A tracker telling us Xalde also picked up an ice brand. We haven't seen Ruby yet, and Ruby is an objective, so it is a potential path to go mode. We see 5 objectives up there, but under this flag set, you can do any 4 of them. You do 4 out of the 5, you get your crystal that allows you to damage the final boss, Aromas. And so we'll see if our runners take divergent paths to go mode, or if the seed kind of leads them one way. Those bosses are leading Xalde one way, directly out.
Run fast and run far.
Think long and hard before you come back here.
Yeah, just mark down that those bosses are there and hope you never have to come back. Vanilla Sir not so bad, but that bike is that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, with the Paladin Cecil, with Fu, and say if they luck into a rune axe, that Venelosaur would go down pretty quickly. But if at that point you're not confident enough to take on Baigen, it's a lot of runners wouldn't want to just go back for a Sora if that's kind of the point they're at in the seed, where that Feymarch is kind of a check they need to make. They'd probably want to be a little higher level to take both.
Yeah, I'd want my Fu to at least have Quake. And so far, Couch has done 2 of these bosses, just knocked out a 3rd. We haven't seen Quake yet. Didn't look like it was there either. So if you're Couch, where are you thinking you're gonna go? I'm personally thinking Dwarf Castle, character check, 2 more bosses for Fu, before thinking Moon.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good choice to me. If you can get through it, it's also a good amount of experience. Couch did pick up all those sirens. Might even anticipate seeing 1 or 2 of those being used to fully get a whole bunch of experience, hit points, and damage dealing ability onto the very important Paladin Cecil.
Xalde's getting the news that Darkness Crystal, and hopefully he will be heading up there and checking that character out. Either. Go ahead.
I was just kidding. It's a nice trio. Sheila gives you Darkness, Sheila gives you a Stardust Rod, and there just happens to be a Fu waiting up there.
That is. It does seem like that never happens in the seats that I play. One of the things that I've noticed, neither runner has checked the waterfall spot, I don't believe. I know Zald checked the Mist Cave, and that was an antlion. As we're about to see here, Couch is about to remind us, but I know Zald checked this already. So neither runner haven't found that boss yet.
Yeah, both runners went to Damsian. I typically route in that, if there's a boss hunt, I route in that waterfall when I go to Damsian, but I don't recall either. There might be a chance, because that was when Zald was still, I think, having connection issues. Maybe Zald did it and we missed it.
Yeah, very possibly. I like to personally do it after, if there is a boss hunt, after I do Antline. But we'll see if Couch decides to head that way. Cleared out that Antline to get through some spells. Got White for his troubles.
Well, we're gonna get our answer from Couch. Couch might do the same thing. Might be checking, but if it's a quick enough boss, might just take it out here. I think that qualifies as quick enough.
Oh, I believe so.
I was wondering if he's about to power up our Bard with an Artemis bow, but instead it's a Dancing Dagger that he never gets to use.
He used it on himself.
Oh, is that what he did? That makes a lot more sense. I thought he got hit just as he was about to use it on Yang.
Oh no, he threw it right at himself.
Okay, no, went perfectly then. Nice Sork Rope pickup, and that Sork Rope Assassin Dagger, not a bad little pair there.
That is a nice pickup. That's armor for Fu. That's, probably, unless you're going to find a white shirt, his best gear. The Assassin Dagger is going to have a lot of uses. We still have a number of free bosses out there that can help with. And if you're really good at timing it, that can actually one-shot eggs as well.
Yeah, useful. Also gives an agility boost in case there's any kind of weird agility situations that you want to boost someone up a little bit. Which actually could come into play with Fu, because Fu's agility never changes from 20. There might be a situation where actually Fu can't use that, so I take all of that back. Fu has the Artemis bow for that.
Yeah, that is one thing I like with like a Palom, giving the Assassin Dagger to help with agility, because I don't believe the Assassin Dagger actually lowers the Black Mage stat.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, yep. Hope we have Quake.
I hope so too, because the magic in this spot is actually quite high. It takes recently I had a Golbez here that was doing 3,000 to 4,000 damage with his spells.
Yeah, the punches on that front row Porm are not going to be fun either. And let's see if we have that Quake. We don't. He's going to go and try to sneak in a virus before that initial wall comes off. He gets it off, which is great. It's not going to take her out. He's going to try to throw the Gaia Drum, which is a low-powered Quake, after it. Let's see if it gets the job done.
Yeah, the one thing about this spot has about 8,000 health total. So I believe Cindy is going to have, I want to say, 5,000 of that 8,000.
That's a lot of thousands. Our tracker pointing out that Zal discovered a blue robe at Value Cave, and we've seen Water Hag already. That means that's the alt gauntlet. That is that could actually be a really nice grind a little bit later on. That is going to be so much experience. If we happen to find hourglasses, that could be a play to make. And we're talking about Zal maybe needing to make a big play to stave off elimination. That's a possibility.
Yeah,
the right equipment.
A lot of runners tend to avoid the alt gauntlet when they can see it, is until it's required, or it's their last ditch effort to get something. And doing an alt gauntlet there in K Value is not terrible. I believe it's mostly gold dragons and warlocks and carries, I think.
Couch showing us that if you leave that middle sister up and she gets a turn after her sisters are down, she brings them back, but the immediate virus taking out the dangerous magic caster of the group. So really nice play by Couch there. Looks like going to follow that up with a virus on the back sister.
Ooh, that punch though! That even with the Sork robe, that Foo.
Wow, back road Sork robe, almost knocking out Foo.
Yeah, trying to get the party healed up, tossing cure twos.
Well, I don't know if Zal's just going to do a little quick grind here, or if Zal's actually diving. This could be the kind of the gutsy early moon play that we were talking about.
So we have an hourglass, we have sirens, we have a Foo that I don't think Zald's Foo has weak. Oh, looks like it's actually warlocks.
Yep, we did have mute bells for sale, and gonna put those to work. Unfortunately, not in time. We'll see if the party survives this initial barrage of fire twos. They're gonna do lots of damage. We better hope that Cecil doesn't get hit. I think we're good.
Lord Goober, this race is going pretty well, actually. We've got a little divergence right now. We had a vanilla Foo up on the moon. We've got our D-Mist already taken care of. Have not seen our character or our boss yet.
We have Zal at least doing a Warlock grind, going to power up this team pretty nicely. Might want to throw a blink up, because when they're down to one Warlock, they're going to punch, and you don't want Porum getting taken out at the last second. But it looks like Couch getting an edge from the Dwarf Castle character check. Not the one we need, but a pretty good character.
It will give him an edge in this seed going forward.
Yeah, literally, you mean.
Mylon Z, though, not that big of a threat, though. 3,000 HP here, and Foo said, yeah, here's some poison.
One great thing about Edge is sirens are expensive, and our runners got low rolled on their money kit, and Edge has the ability to steal sirens for the purposes of grinding from the alerts in the tower. Couch already did buy a decent stack, but if he does need more, he has them available now.
One of the other things, though, too, that Edge is good for stealing Bacchus wines from the ogres in Castle Eblin. And if you get lucky to get a tunneler outside of Luca Cave, you can steal silk webs if you can't find them for sale.
Yep, that's true. You can throw sirens if you want on just about all of the underground except for where the eggs are, and I think it's going to get you a centipede for the silk webs as well.
And another character check for Couch is getting the Sand Ruby. I don't believe we've seen who's in the Kaipo bed yet.
Nope, but speaking of sirens, we have both runners doing a little bit of a grind right now. That Warlock grind, the mute bell's never going to wear off, which is good, but it is taking some time to get through there. I think they have in the 5,000, right around 5,000 hit points, maybe a little less.
Right, and we don't have really anything great in mage killing gear. It looks like both Porum and Cecil throwing out bows and arrows. Fortunately,
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, not going to get any life glitches.
Very hard to do with only 3 teammates up and kind of the long cast time of the lit 3. It's still going to be a good experience, and we'll see what Zal does with it.
Couch, on the other hand, using the fatal spell from Fu to take care of that first egg. Xalde is through though, and got 20 levels for his Cecil.
Taking his levels, taking his experience, getting out of there, and returning to Earth, it looks like. Or the blue planet.
All in all, the grind and all that, I mean, Xalde is only, I believe, a dwarf castle chick behind Couch right
now. I think you're right, and if that Sand Ruby is not Kane or not another desirable character, not that big of a deal. There's a good chance that that is where Xalde will choose to go next, unless they want to take a gamble on the old Keyless Tower.
Where is he going? Oh, he's gonna do this antlion that he knows is here to get Fu some spells.
And are we about to see Couch take on, after a kind of just a brief, less than 10 key item grind, is he going to attempt this very challenging Baigen and or the slightly less challenging Asura?
I think this is definitely Asura for sure before Baigen. I don't think Couch's Cecil is gonna be geared enough to be able to do some cover strats, even in the back row, that Baigen's gonna hit that Cecil really hard.
See if Xalde has any interest in taking on this karate in the waterfall, and if he does, if he continues to loot beyond it and find that nice sword robe.
Yeah, definitely wants to get all these spells for Fu. This is a good way to, try and get to, nuke as fast as possible. So don't blame Xalde here for taking these fights.
Couch engaging in a stare down with the two bosses, makes his choice, heads to the right, Vanilla Asura. I don't know what the Edge has. Does the Edge happen to have a mute knife? That would make a big difference.
I don't think he has a mute knife. Has at least a longsword. I would think possibly the longsword plus whatever he started with. What is Couch going for here? Oh, did the double star veil.
Yep, Asura is kind. She gives you time to do whatever you want before she either starts attacking, you essentially. So by using the double star veil, Asura basically does two things. She punches you pretty hard, and she then casts some kind of curative magic aimed at herself. But if you put a star veil on your own character, and then star veil after that, she won't be able to heal herself, and you have the added benefit of being able to have Fu bounce nukes off of the Edge Star Veil and do amazing damage with that Stardust Rod.
Yeah, I just with our money situation, I kind of would like to have saved the Star Veil costs on this, but if Fu had wall, maybe Fu doesn't have wall though. Oh, was that a miss?
Wow, yeah, I didn't catch that until I saw it landing.
Yeah, and Couch knew it because he had the life keyed up before him. Gotta head right back in there though.
Yep, mismenus happen, and no hesitation, right back. Let's get this check out of the way. It's basically 3 nukes and you're done. So just have to redo the setup.
Yeah, and doesn't have any possible way to recover that MP for Fu. It doesn't look like there's any ethers, elixirs, or anything like that. So trying to make all of these count as much as possible.
Were any Soma drops applied yet? I didn't catch that.
I don't think they've been applied yet. I think Fu was still sitting at 190.
Xalde employing similar strategy here, using Virus single target on the outer sisters, while the center sister is going to get hit with a berserked up Ogre Axe. Cecil, decent damage, not crazy, but will chip away while the other two sisters are down.
Trying to keep Form alive there. That'll be a good chunk of XP for Form as well.
And the tall one and the little one are back, and they're about to get Virus again.
Oh, Couch did have an Ether, at least one Ether 1, so.
And that Asura fight is over. Let's see if it's a big payoff or a little bit of a waste of time. I'm okay with that. That's a key item. That could lead to another one once we find that hook. And Couch choosing to do the one and done here in Feymarch. That Baigan, as you have mentioned a couple times, would be very difficult with this current party.
Yeah, as much as I am somebody who is not a fan of Keyless Tower, I think Keyless Tower is where you got to go right now, as Couch is going to heal.
Yep, that is telegraphing Keyless Tower. Staying in the underground, getting the full heal, and climbing that tower, checking his key items, making sure, if he's using his own personal tracker, that he didn't miss something. That is something I find myself doing out of paranoia every once in a while.
Myself as well.
Yep. Maybe remembering now the Sand Ruby. Let's see if this is a Cane. And let's see if it's a Rosa, if we have a swap, or if he's happy with the leveling he's done so far in Porum. What was in that?
Yeah. Jade Rod.
Okay.
There is Arcane.
48 minutes in, our first objective by either runner, Sand Ruby. Was Sand Ruby from Dwarf?
Yes, it was.
Okay, yep. So, Xalde about to join Couch, having the Sand Ruby, having access to the Cane, and Objective 4 is now up on the board for Couch.
Gets rid of the Bard. I don't know what gear we have found for Cane, but Couch may just feel comfortable with this Zerker party. Has the three main ones that you would want.
Yeah, yes indeed. Maybe Cecil and Kane can share that Ogre Axe for a little bit, but yeah, we're gonna need to get them their own gear. I mean, he could put the Artemis bow on Cecil. Kane can't use that, and Kane could swap over to the Ogre Axe if he wants to kind of maximize his current equipment.
What is Couch? Oh, Couch must be doing some shopping. Yeah, only way to get more gold at this point is to be killing bosses and any potential fights. Not that like eggs or anything give a whole lot of gold, but have to be really careful with the money situation.
Yeah, Couch earned some back. He was in the mid-30s before that shopping trip. He picked up some very expensive but very useful Ether 2s for our Fu. Even with the Soma drops, I mean, you're only adding 10 extra per one if he found all three. Ether 2s give you back over 100 MP, which is pretty essential for keeping a Fu going during a long lunar fight. And it looks like perhaps a long lunar fight might be in our future while Xalde is doing Keyless Tower, so we're getting some very important divergence happening right now.
Yeah, Xalde has not gone down to the Feymarch to get the Rat Tail from Asura yet, so gonna see what the top of the tower has in store for him. Meanwhile, Couch is gonna check out Cave Value and find an Alt Gauntlet.
What do you think Couch is gonna do?
Probably a 180.
Yeah, no hourglasses yet, I'm pretty sure. Hourglass has helped this Alt Gauntlet a lot. You're going to see, what are we going to see here? Red Giants.
Yeah, but I believe these fights are just all single fights and maybe a double gold dragon.
Yeah, a stack of hourglasses make this a great, relatively easy grind, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, I'd like to do this with 10 key items personally.
That helps too. with this randomizer, when you hit 10 key items under these flags, you get double experience. And if you're going to go through a long, grueling alt gauntlet, which is five fights pulled from the surrounding area, which at this surrounding area, they're pretty fearsome creatures. And yeah, you'd want to make that worth your while with 10 key items. What are we sitting at right now? 6, 7? Looks like 7.
Yep. Xalde, on the other hand, fighting the Pain Man. Dark Knight Cecil sitting at the top of the tower. This is, I think this is doable. Especially, at least Fu will get through this easily.
Yes, this is not one of Pain Man's most painful spots. It's gonna be like 200 to 400. Yep, right in that range. So anyone he wants to have survive, he can probably have them survive. Though he did lose 2 characters there at the end, so he's only going to get 1 back. He chooses his White Mage. Ooh, maybe not even getting that 1 back.
Yeah, this is a pretty fast spot here, so unfortunately not going to get anybody back, but probably not that big of a deal either. That's 1 Siren's worth of XP. Yeah, well, yeah, less than that.
Yeah, the decision, do you walk that out? It's not progress. Maybe it lets you do a moon dive with a little bit more, in a more carefree way. Couch kind of being stymied, continuing his top-down play, finding Odin at Morasami's spot, which is going to be fast and punchy.
Yeah, not what you want to see there either. Couch is really hoping for a free fight to kind of jumpstart his moon. So far, 0 for 2, as Xalde is walking this out. I would probably have reset this, and the reason I say that is, it's there. If you come back with the tower key later, you're maybe adding 2 minutes to your time to go back up. I think you save that time on walking out. It could also be maybe Xalde hadn't saved before going up there. But he is going to be heading over to check out the Kaipo, get his cane.
Be happy to find that there's no tricky character hunt lurking at the end of the giant or at the end of a package that's hidden away somewhere. So yep, that's off the table. We still have a tricky boss hunt if they don't get the key items right away for the other things, but Couch is continuing further down, hoping to find a doable fight which will give him the levels and the abilities to handle some of the fights that he's had to face so far.
Yeah, so where will Xalde go? His options are really that Fey March, and we know that Asura is not going to give him that progression, and I'm not sure what his Cecil is rocking to try and get through that Vigan. It would come down to Fu consistently getting those quakes off to take out the arms, I feel like.
I also don't think that we found any really big armor pieces for Cecil that would even allow him to think about, covering Fu to get blinks off and get quakes off or anything like that.
So this is an interesting fight for Couch. Not going to give Couch the XP that he's won, but it's pretty doable.
Yep. This is Ribbon Room, right?
Yes.
Yep. So normally a spot that has 42,000 hit points, which is pretty high, but there are 4 forms to this fight, so that is divided up relatively evenly. And Couch has queued up Meteor from Fusoya. So there'll be a little bit of a delay, but then some really powerful rocks are gonna fall down. Speaking of falling down, looks like he's keeping Kane as his anchor right now.
Yeah, it's interesting that that Couch dumped the Edward just to have the base level Kane, but Couch's Edward, I think, did also get some experience, so it wasn't a base level either.
Right. Yep, this Kane will be a decent anchor, and if we happen to find a Dwarf Axe, kind of a perfect anchor.
Dwarf Axes were for sale, I believe, in Mysidia.
good to know. I wonder...
Oh, this is the ribbon room, not the white spear. I thought it was white spear.
Yep. Yep, through that first phase already. Did not have to see Balnab Z, the Meteo doing our really nice to see quad 9s. Actually, I guess octo 9s. We saw double quad 9s.
You don't see it every day, but when you see it, you love it.
That's a heck of a lot of 9s, really, when you think about it. And there's a nuke, almost quad 7s, one off from quad 7s. A lot of big numbers being thrown around by the Stardust brought Foo.
Foo says, I'll show you how to microwave your meals. I hope we're not eating Dr. Luke. That does not sound good either.
You've made my brain think about what that weird thing would taste like, and I would rather think about what key items are behind this Luge, because I think the Luge is not going to be around much longer.
I mean, it looks made out of metal. You shouldn't be microwaving this metal.
No, sparks would fly. Well, instead we're virusing metal.
Out of MP, unfortunately.
If he wanted to wait for some time, he could cast Psych, and maybe that's about to... Nope. Luge is done.
Yeah, it has a Thunderclaw on that edge, so doing 4 times damage. Unfortunately, in the Ribbon Room, it's one of the higher XP spots in the game, and because of Luge, not going to get that full. Oh my goodness, that was a Twin Harp and a Baron Key.
So, required Twin Harp for Objective 2 and Baron Key. We often kind of ask ourselves, when do we leave the moon? And Couch has decided right now. Those 2 items, he saw Odin and he saw the Alt Gauntlet in the upper 2 spots and has decided that's good enough. I'm chasing my objective, and I think he's hoping that he's not leaving behind, say, the Hook or Rubicant up there on the moon.
Now, I don't remember who the first boss was in Baron. I completely spaced it. But that's still 2 other bosses that, could be Rubicant.
Yes, I will also admit to spacing out, and our tracker, thank you, is filling us in. It was a Lunar Sparkle. But I anticipate Twin Harp right away before Baron. And it looks like I'm completely wrong.
Maybe hoping to get an Earth Crystal before going to Twin Harp. I don't know.
Is it just a shop check?
It very well could be.
Yeah, we'll see.
We have not seen really any weapons for Kane or Cecil. And still have not seen any weapons for Kane or Cecil.
Nope, looks like Couch is going to commit to Baron. I'm thinking, is there a crazy chance that Magnus at this point leads everything? Magnus gets you 2. If it's Ruby and the Hook, I guess that would be go mode, wouldn't it? Yeah. So, yep. I mean, there's a very small odds that Magnus has everything, but Couch kind of going with the numbers play. We'll get through the Lunar Sparkle, see a second boss, and then have the option to see the boss down on the Odin throne as well.
Yeah, and needing only a Legend Sword or a Hook, this isn't a bad play. There's 2 key item checks. I believe Couch is more than strong enough to take on the Odin spot with Nuke Fu and a Stardust Rod. And easily is going to be able to take out the Twin Harp as well afterwards.
Yep. No trouble there. Xalde, meanwhile, is getting himself strong, kind of his second stab at Warlocks. Agility much better now, getting the Mute Bell off before they cast a single spell. Has weak on Fu, has edge doing damage, getting the life glitches, so this team is powering up right before our eyes.
Yep, and just paled him here in the Viking spot. 1 nuke probably is going to be all is needed.
And we'll see if Couch gets the Ruby Sprite that he's probably hoping for. Oh, double Sparkle. There's 1 Sparkle you probably don't want to see. Let's see if we see it.
And that Sparkle seems to show up on the throne a lot.
Nope. Instead, it's a plague, and once again, a single nuke is going to do everything we need it to do.
Yeah, with our levels and the nuke foo, this plague is not long for this world. I have seen this take out a post grinded party before. Mine.
Oh,
but
no.
yeah.
Yeah, nuke is going to make all of your Baron problems go away.
Xalde,
yeah. It's just either the third or fourth. Speaking of making problems go away, with lots of leveling happening.
Oh.
Well, our tracker can click button 4 again if that's something they want to do.
Yeah, so that dwarf castle check not required with if you had gone to the moon early.
But it's a wash. Both of our runners did it, and we're about 10 seconds away from seeing if this is a huge payoff for Couch. So far, it hasn't paid off either in another desired character, though I think Couch is probably pretty happy with his team right now. But big key item check coming up.
Yeah, I think even if a Rosa showed up, might not make that swap just with how late in the seed we are, and we don't have the slingshot. Oh, there's a holy sword.
That's weird. We usually get that when we forge. Why would it appear there?
Well, as we moved from the Swiss round into the bracket, one of the other changes was changing to the classic forge, which does not grant the Excalibur when you forge the legend with the adamant. So instead, that Excalibur is moved into the key item.
Yep, out of all the non-key items one might get, that's a pretty good one when Cecil's on your team and you're about to take on Odin. In addition to Fu nuking, you can berserk up your Cecil, and whatever's down here is not going to last too long. We'll see what strategy Couch uses against this CPU. We'll see if he kind of rushes it or if he kind of gets a little more careful.
Yeah, has a back row glitch Cecil, and I believe the edge is also back row glitched. Boomerangs were found at some point.
Didn't replenish his Fu's MP down to 90, though. Gonna throw an ether on that Fu. And nope, not berserking right away. We'll see what the overall approach is here.
Not a whole lot of things to throw at the computer.
It's kind of at this point a medium hit point spot. It's not over 20,000. It's definitely not the element spot. So already 3,000 damage done and more to come. Couch is going to get through this no problem. We'll see if it's a key item. We'll see if Couch keeps it, walks it out, whatever it happens to be.
Xalde, it looks to be done with the Warlocks. He's going to be heading deeper in. So we will see which bosses he decides to take on.
Rocks making another appearance, and Rocks, I think, are going to end this fight. Again, we're finding out if Couch's immediate exit from the moon is going to pay off beyond just the Magnus key, and it certainly does. That is the hook from the Odin spot. That is pretty big.
That is not go mode. Still need a Rubicon or a Legend Sword, but one step closer and has another key item check.
Yep. That could be, we were talking about, what kind of big play is going to be made. Leaving the moon after doing basically one fight, getting 2 key items could be the big play that turns this for Couch. That Rat Tail turn in being a legend or anything that leads to that Rubicon. It would be very tough for Xalde to catch up unless Xalde makes the exact same play.
Well, starting off making the same play, doing the Dr. Luke. Almost sounds like a dance from the 70s.
Doing the Luge. Something like that.
Yeah, something, yeah. I like it. I think we can make it work.
Then some sort of rhythmic arm gesticulations, I suppose.
How would you, emulate, lasers? Or actually, you could probably just Frankenstein and beat Ballnap.
I mean, so yeah, it was a true dance fad in the 70s, but it fell out of fashion because part of it was punching the people next to you.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Couch, not unfortunate though. Did get the key item. Got a Masamune though.
But now we have our two big bashers. We have all three of our big bashers getting their weapons. Masamune for Edge, a Dragoon for Kane, and the Xcal from Baron. Bam, bam, bam. Berserk team online.
Yeah. So does he bring the Kane up though at this point? That's the question.
He looked at him for a second. He said, "No. You hold on to that drain sword for now."
Could make facilitating an egg grind a lot easier with that Dragoon Spear. We'll be able to, quickly dig out those dragon eggs. But nope, gonna head right over to the Twin Horn.
There's a good chance if we run into a curse ring that Fu becomes an anchor and we get the full 3 berserkers going for Z. Porum will be able to handle a lot of the white mage duties. I know Couch does this one a lot. He checks the Chocobutt, looking for treasure in the tail feather. Big Zero and a light sword, which would have been a nice find about 5 minutes ago.
Still something nice to chuck with Edge.
We might see that chucked right away just to get through a good chunk of this Cape Magnus boss.
Yep, and as we are making the dive, one of the things that we do like to randomize, because we can randomize as much as we can, but keep the vanilla alive, we do like to randomize the tune that Edward plays on his harp. So as Couch makes his way over there, we're going to be being quiet and seeing what tunes DJ Spoony B has for us tonight.
Yeah, but not yet. He's looting. Look, fire sword, crystal sword. Oh, look, there's all the armor we've been looking for the whole seed.
Everything that you would need to take out that bike.
I would feel a little shaky going in with the diamond armor.
It's better than
pretty.
Better than the karate that he's currently wearing.
Yeah, it is better than a piece of cloth.
Unless that cloth is a white rope.
That is true. There is some really special cloth. We'll see how Couch deals with the cutscene, but looks like he's probably just going to have to wait it out as we wait the music to start. Quick bonk on the Darko.
Here, I'm just going to show you how it's done.
Well, Couch found a boss that you couldn't just dart away with one dart, but you can Meteor away with one big cast of Meteor. There go the dolls.
doesn't matter about that, crazy magic defense in that spot.
No, Meteor overcomes all. And not a Meteor Go mode, but another check has opened up, so not a dead check here. We'll see if Couch follows up on this. I wouldn't be surprised after leaving the moon. And speaking of the moon, look who Xalde found over in the White Spear altar.
Yeah, getting that fight there is really huge. Didn't look like he got the life glitch off, but that doesn't matter. This is now free since these guards will just start punching themselves.
For Xalde's sake, if this is Legend and Rubikint is not easily available, that's kind of the best case for Xalde right now, given what Couch is up to. Instead, just a Moon Veil.
Ooh, not what you want to see. Really nice item though. If could help with that Baigen.
That's a pretty good point. If it comes down to that Baigen, a Moon Veil could make that a lot easier. Couch is following up on Luca. Luca's a great check because you can face check the item. It is about a minute walk. We don't have any. And we do have a boss hunt. I was going to say we don't have any boss hunts remaining, but we have the one I mentioned a few seconds ago, the Rubikint. The Demus was found early, but Rubikint is still out there. Couch grabbing some late game chests, a coffin.
Yeah, Coffin's really nice, especially if he ends up having to go back to the moon and takes that officer fight. Now, one thing that's interesting to note, though, looking at the key items we have available, I think the only key item you reset out of here is the spoon. You want to take that package out in case Rubikint is there in the end.
Yep. Package, Earth, and Tower all could gate an objective. And speaking of coffins, down at Masamune, we have another free fight. We'll see how Xalde handles this one.
As Edge swinging away right now, has the guards muted or stopped. Looks like stopped actually. So gotta get a life glitch off too. That's really nice. This XP here is really good.
Still not 10 key items, but yes, still decent. And Couch is finding another key item. He will be walking out, and we'll see if he lucks into Rubikint.
And that's probably going to lead Couch right into the past too. I don't see Couch just doing a half thing unless this is Rubikint.
Or Couch might do Super Cannon Room first, and if that's Rubikint, probably avoids the top. But at that point, given where he is right now, it's probably not going to make a difference if Ruby is in Super Cannon. But what if Ruby's in Zot?
Ooh. Crystal's really nice. Does also open up the Troya Treasury. Good, decent chance for some gear there, even though we are on T-Pro. Our armor choices in the seed have not been all that great.
No, nope, not yet. We're living up to that Neki flag. Yeah, this is a vanilla wall. No trouble though. Excal, nukes.
Excal, Masamune, nuke. What more could you need to get through a fight like that?
And Xalde's going to show something new. Crystal Sword Altar, one of the things that Couch left behind after the Ribbon Room exit. Leviathan, great spot to see Leviathan.
Yeah, the magic is low, so this is, wow, that's, honestly, I would rate that as like 4 free fights at the bottom of the moon.
Yeah, I can't wait to see these Ice 2s land for, I guess they'll hit triple digits. Let's find out. It depends who it lands on.
Yeah, I think, 200.
If it hits someone wearing a Sork robe, probably a little bit less.
Yeah, with the rudeness that was at the top of the moon, just, really, steered you away from it.
That alt gauntlet, for all we know, could still hold Legend, and if Ruby's that CPU spot behind Giant, it could come down to a choice like that. Probably a little too early still to be thinking of all these crazy scenarios, but they're fun to think about.
I know I'm thinking about them. I'm on the edge of my seat, hoping one of them happens.
So I guess you're rooting not to see Ruby, and the room Couch will be entering in probably about 45 seconds.
No, I want it to be the elements just to make him go, oh, man.
It's one of those that would be kind of a funny spot because you get the immediate and big pickup from Xalde. Crystal Sword Altar leading to Legend Sword.
Wow. He doesn't know it yet. He's in go mode.
Yeah, he is indeed. If he goes back and does Baron, he is absolutely in go mode. He might be very tempted to go. He is going to dip back down to Morisame, it looks like, after healing up. But he might be tempted to go directly to Harp when he goes back to Earth. But we'll see the decisions that get made.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be like Harp, Zot, Baron sort of thing.
That's true. Yeah, the kind of the natural routing, how Zot deposits you at Baron might influence that. It might actually cost Xalde, unless of course Ruby's up in Zot.
Yeah, if Ruby is in Zot, then all bets are off because Couch has to come back to the moon to get that Earth Crystal, unless it's at the Magistus spot.
Yeah, no, this is pretty fun. There's so many possibilities out there that could swing this race one way or the other. Either for Couch, who just needs one win, a win tonight, Couch moves on, Xalde is eliminated. If Xalde wins, we'll have an exciting, I guess, second race, but really, final race to determine who gets to 2 first.
Yeah, Xalde's going to get the news. This is Odin. Still has a Thunderclaw, I believe, so can get Edge going and swinging hard. Couch is through the Pain Man, gets the pass.
Probably make Couch less annoyed if he has to go back to the moon with the pass in hand. Knows he can leave whenever he gets what he needs for go mode.
But more importantly, who is in the cannon?
Yeah, so like you said, if this is Elements, it's not one of those spots where you only see the Ruby sprite, but you might do a double take. It is an ambiguous sprite.
I think that's Wyvern.
Yeah, and I think we're fine.
Yep.
Slow spot. No HP. Yep. I know it rhymes, by Vern, but maybe we want to be more formal, like Farewell Vern or Toodaloo Vern. Yeah.
Adios Vern. Xalde is through the Odin, though.
Odin gives Odin, wherever Odin is.
I'm counting that as vanilla.
That's displaced vanilla.
That's I'm dubbing that vanilla swirl.
I like it. Absolutely. Yep. Odin has deemed you worthy. You may now cast Odin once you go get your video, which will not be happening.
Haven't seen Rydia this entire season. Or
correct me if I'm wrong. Is it the same setup where there are 2 characters that won't appear in a seed with these flags?
That is correct. We are still on seed to stick 10.
So, yep, good chance that the 2 young black mages are not a part of this seed, and it's not really going to matter for either player.
Xalde is going to go Forge. Wants to have that couple shop. There's the package for Couch.
Ooh, thinking about Bigan.
Oh, this is the Spoon, or Spoon is behind that alt gauntlet. We know where everything else is.
Right, or right, yeah, it's not going to do anything for Couches. Yeah, the Spoon is the best thing he can hope for here. So yeah, if there's a struggle here, we know, we happen to know from our perch up here, seeing both runners, that this could be a lengthy, or no matter how long it takes, it's not going to lead Couch any closer to the end of the seed.
Yeah, and Xalde with the bonk, do that almost every seed. And we'll see how he wants to route this. It looks like he is heading to do his objectives.
We'll get to hear that Twin Harp song again. I think when Couch checked it, it was Champion Battle from Pokemon. Great song, makes sense while you're fighting an enemy.
The Black Chocobo, not making it easy for Xalde, though.
Dipping and diving.
Did not want to fly to them. Ooh, not going cover stratch, just gonna go power overwhelming, zerking up Cecil.
And there we see the big hit. What was that, a 1500 back road, Sork Robe?
Was.
Yeah, and an 1800 taking down our Quake caster.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's gonna hurt, because you want to get those arms down as fast as possible.
I wonder if there's an argument here for putting Porum up top, getting an immediate blink into the Quake. Yeah, just devastating, one-shotting these high-level characters.
Yeah, the Leviathan spot is one of the top 3 physical punching spots in the game.
Combine that with its over 30,000 hit points, you have to last a long time while absorbing this damage.
Oh, was that a direct newt? Yep, it was. Didn't go for the Quake there to try and take the arms out.
Yeah, not a bad call. You get one free cast on Baigan before Baigan says, hey, I don't like getting hit with magic, and throws up a wall on his middle portion. You can hit the arms as much as you want, which is why that Quake is so great. But Fu getting taken down again.
Here comes that light sword dart. Ooh.
Cecil's not doing too bad damage-wise. We're going to get a round 2 of our music in a second. We'll see if Couch gets through this fight during that.
Yeah, Cecil's not taking a lot of damage either. Nope, gets through. Well
Nice
done,
job,
Couch. Looks like Couch is heading back to the moon, as Xalde is going to be on the board again with objective number 2.
And we will see where our runners choose to go. I wouldn't be surprised if Couch immediately goes back to that Odin. And wouldn't be surprised if Xalde, as I think you mentioned earlier, does the kind of the convenient Zot into Baron route, which will eventually get him go mode if he fully pursues Baron down to the Odin spot, or if we happen to find that Rubicant up at Zot. It's still pretty close, though, depending on exactly how Couch gets through this. Looks like actually he's not going to that Odin, so he is making the right call here.
Yeah, heading back possibly to the bottom, knows he just needs either one key item or boss. So banking on some density, he knows that he hasn't checked White Spear, hasn't checked Ogopogo. So we'll see if he stops at the Crystal Sword Altar first. But these fights are pretty free down here too.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're getting a treasure check from Xalde.
If Couch goes directly for that Crystal Sword Altar, that is going to put him in go mode. He's choosing not to, so it's going to be a little delayed. And that kind of does open it up a little bit for Xalde, depending on how quickly Xalde gets through this. If Xalde chooses Xalde exiting, we'll see if he goes right back up or if he goes to Baron.
I think because he doesn't know that hook is down there, he's probably going right in. But that was an edge, nice edge treasury there. Power Shirt and Murasame sitting in there.
Edge getting geared up as Couch is starting the first of his two guards fights. We have the Kaipo guards here. We have the Baron guards down at Masamune. He'll get through both of those in not too much time and then eventually make his way to his go mode that we know is the Legend Sword up at the Crystal Sword Altar. So a Rubicant in one of these spots for Xalde is really, I think, what he needs at this point. It's still going to be close, but that would go a long way.
Yeah, I think that's best case scenario. Couch is going to make really short work of these fights up on the moon. Using an hourglass to get through this fight, gets one life glitch off. Unfortunately, not the enemy you want to get the life glitch on, since the officer has most of the XP here, but still going to be a good chunk.
Yep, his Cecil and his Edge and his Fu are all approaching endgame levels. Of course, Fu is there kind of already. Cecil's getting into that zone where you hit 2,400 hit points, you start feeling a lot better about your chances at Z. Porm has pretty slow HP growth and is going to be lagging behind, so a question is going to be how far Couch grinds, if he grinds at all, when he when he hits his go mode, how far he wants to take that Porm.
Yep, and Magus is your spot. Mom Bomb, not what Xalde was looking for.
No, though luckily, if this had been Ruby, then we'd all know that, that objective was here the whole time. This spot is always accessible. It's a pretty rare play to see a runner make because it is a bit of a walk and the odds are fairly low, but Ruby could have been sitting here the whole time, but we found out he is not.
Yep, and this is going to be really short work. Even though Mom Bomb has an extra 10,000 HP, Xalde just cut right through it. Couch with one coffin.
Well, there's that Palom we were talking about. So Palom was one of the characters in the seed. Inconsequential now.
Yeah, probably not going to be taking any party changes at this point. Couch is through the Baron Guards, going to be getting his Earth Crystal. Two mages in the Tower of Zot.
And here we go, big moment. This is normally where Valvalis is. Will we see her companion fiend, Rubicant? That would be a pretty big moment in this race. Or Ruby, if not, then Ruby's at Package, or Giant, or I guess King Queen Evelyn spot are the ones we don't know.
Yep. Oh, just some Dark Imps.
Yep, another one of those relatively free fights, especially at this point in the game, at this location, and not go mode. It's not going to take Xalde too long to get through Baron and kind of get to go mode, but I think Couch is going to get there quicker after getting through this Crystal Sword Altar that he's approaching.
Yeah, I think Xalde's best chance would be to do the Odin spot before the Baron Throne. And even then, it would still be, I think, Couch's race to lose.
But this is a very close race. We're still well within the threshold of any wrong move during Z. So that is why that grind consideration is going to be important. I mean, Cecil is fine right now, 2700. He's got the xCal. That's kind of really all you need in Z, as long as the party doesn't take any nasty Big Bang meteor counters, as long as that foo stays up. But we're still well within the time frame of one Z wipe. No matter which runner gets there first, we'll open it up for the other.
Yeah, and with Edge and Porum with these HP levels, I would not feel comfortable, but Couch still does have a few sirens, so could just go and pop a couple of eggs whenever he turns in the forge. So we'll be able to just, you know, pop some eggs, turn in the forge, and use the pass. So Xalde needs to get through, get the hook, and turn in the pink tail to you know, get real close here.
Yep, got a decent chunk of experience there because we have been at 10 key items now for a bit, as we're both runners basically finding nearly everything. Very high key item counts at this point.
So where will Xalde go? Will he do the throne first, or will he do? He turned his battle speed down.
Yeah, usually think guarding against a wyvern.
And Xalde's levels are actually better than Couch's right now. Xalde is would be at HP levels that I would feel comfortable doing with this party.
Yeah, Xalde did that at least 2, 3, or 4 warlock fights on his second trip to the moon, and yeah, it paid off levels wise. If Xalde does Odin first, he gets his go mode, but then he also misses out on the xCal. So if he does do Odin first, then we get to find out if he then completes Baron or does the walk back out the sewer.
I think you walk out because it is faster than waiting on the, you know, explosion cutscene and the slow walk to the trash can and all that. So I think you do walk out, but you have to know the route well, and that's where he's going.
Ooh, I'm excited. All right, here it comes. Very close race. Both runners about to get their go mode. Couch is getting it as we speak. Xalde is about to get the item that will lead to it. And then we see who can get through Z the fastest, how much of a grind either runner thinks they need at this point.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if Couch decides to pop a couple more eggs.
And I think literally what you just said, it might be a couple. It might be 1, it might be 2, it could be none. Cecil's got plenty of HP.
Oh, what level does Porum actually get cured for? I never remember. I know it's so much later than Rosa.
Yeah, many levels. Looks like we are going to do at least 1 egg.
Yeah, with an xCal Cecil and Stardust Rodfu, these eggs are going to take a while. And he's got 5 sirens, so we'll see how many Couch decides to take.
Took the time to move that crystal up in his inventory, and then took the time to knock down that anchor cane. Kane's not going to be doing anything other than keeping this team on par speed-wise with Zeromus. Let's see if we get Cure 4, and let's see if the moment we get Cure 4, if we're out of here. Just one.
Xalde is through, got the hook.
Second thought, second siren. Yeah, I don't know what hit point total that Porum gets Cure 4 at. There's a good chance she has it ready or she's about to get it. Let's find out. There it is.
Yeah, it's in the 1500 mark.
But this, and we have the full walkout, won't be getting the xCal, but has plenty of levels. Has the pass. Both runners have the pass. This is going to be a pretty close finish. We're going to have both runners in Z at the same time.
Oh yeah. Considering that the pink tail turn-in is right next to Troya, I think Couch will get there first. And honestly, I think I like Couch's setup better. Zald has more levels, but Couch has the Masamune on edge and the Excal, so his Zerkers are going to be swinging a whole lot harder.
Remind me where the Masamune was from?
Rat Tail.
Okay, yep, that's right. And yep, that's not something that Zal did. Zal did get the treasury items, the power shirt a little bit better, but I think you're right. There's going to be more damage coming out on Couch's side. Couch is getting to the fight first. It's going to be close, though.
Yeah, so this will be as long as nothing goes wrong with Couch's fight. I think Couch probably has this. So, but anything can happen with Z. And one of the things that we like to randomize a lot of things. One of the things we can't randomize is where Zeromus is, and but we can change how he looks. Maybe he's cuter. Maybe he's not so cute. We'll find out here soon, though. And you want to do the honors tonight, Michael?
I mean, this race is so close, I even forgot about it. Let's throw out some of those Z flags in chat because we're about to find out seconds away whose butt are we going to kick tonight.
Oh man, Zald is right behind him, maybe 40 seconds behind right now.
So about 137.20 for the crystal throw on Couch's side. Let's see what that number turns out to be on Zald's side. 137.20. Must. That's a big old sprite.
That's a big sprite. With some big laughter. Alright, Z sprite out. Zerk is on. I don't believe we have found any silk webs, so gonna have to get 2 slows out to slow this Zeromus down.
Yep, but with that kind of perfect anchor there, it's not going to matter too much. It will matter a lot more in reflex strats. It's nice to have. It definitely does give you a little bit of breathing room, but let's see. Edge eating a nuke. Edge, well defended.
Yeah, not power shirt, Protect Marine from the Pokemon shop went on Edge.
Yeah, good call there. Kind of worked out.
Oh, look at that. So, did you see that little graphic glitch on his alt side?
No, I missed it. What happened?
He turned green. That's the first time I've seen that.
We have Kermit the Paladin approaching Zeromus. Looks like Couch is going to be supplementing his Zerker damage with some reflected spells, going a little hybrid action. Ooh, looks like actually he's going to be, as you said, he's going to be bouncing that slow, bouncing a nuke. 2 slows equal 1 silk web.
Yeah, well, I like adding the extra nuke damage here. You're not gonna, unless Couch is got a unicorn or something like that, gonna get through the refill. But the nuke is just gonna speed this fight up so much more.
So about 2-minute, 10-second difference between crystal throws. That is, with this fight, that's pretty significant. Zeromus is anywhere from 3 or 4 minutes on the low end to 6 or 7 minutes on the high end of a typical fight. So close, but still, as you mentioned earlier, we'd have to go have some pretty bad luck on Couch's side, but anything is possible. We have dueling double ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-muses up on the screen.
Did you get the right number of ha-has in there?
I tried my darndest.
Oh, is that our tracker point now? It looks like Xalde missed with the spoon. A little early on the throw.
That was an advantage that Xalde had in terms of an item, but there is a spot between when the boss's final form is revealed and when you can actually do damage, and if you don't time it right, you can burn some valuable items.
Big Bang coming out here. That's a dicey one. Losing both
Pretty
mages.
Big Bang, but that is it. We are shaking. No flash on that screen, but it is over. Couch has won, and because of the 1 game advantage, Couch has won this matchup and will be moving on in the brackets. Good game. Congratulations to Couch.
Yep, and we will see about getting Couch in here for an interview. As Xalde is working through his fight. And with that ding, we are joined by tonight's winner, Couch 23.
Hello, thank you.
GG Couch, great job. We saw you kind of make, I was paying attention to your couple interesting loot choices that some folks don't make, and then your choice, when you did that ribbon room, it was, looks like there was no doubt, immediate exit.
I mean, 2 key items that were pretty integral to how I determine my key items anyways. It seems like, hey, I'm gonna head back and check them.
Yeah, unfortunately I had to dip back up to the moon though. A lot of boss fights in there, hoping for that Rubicon.
Yeah, definitely. I was another reason why I headed back. I was like, Ruby could be back on the planet, and I mean, I've got so many checks to make just these 2 items. It was kind of like, may as well just check them.
You went to the moon and you saw Alt Gauntlet, and then you saw Odin. Those were the 2 kind of unkind moon fights. The rest of the moon wasn't too terrible though.
Yeah, I thought about doing that Odin with a Thunderclaw on edge, but as I was making my way down, I'm like, I just may as well go.
I'm not sure if you're able to communicate and you learned what that Odin actually gave. It was an Odin. Odin gave the Odin something.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah. Not the value that Xalde was hoping for.
Speaking of value, when you walked into Cave Value, how did you feel seeing that blue robe there?
I was a little frustrated because I was thinking maybe there could be something there. It's a ton of experience, but I didn't have really anything to kind of handle it at that point. So I was like, let's just get out of here, go down the moon, and see what we got.
If you had a stack of hourglasses at that point, do you think you'd take it?
If I had probably 4, I probably would have gone. But anything less than that, that's too much to try and handle with the team and levels that I had at that point.
Well, with this win, you do move on to the top 16. How are you feeling getting this far into the event?
I'm always kind of pretty blown away by how well I do sometimes. I kind of undervalue myself sometimes, I guess. Like skill-wise, I know I'm all right, but I tend to get unlucky at some points. But I don't know. I'm just playing to have fun, and if I win, I win. If I do good, I do good. But I'm in it to have fun and just push the buttons.
You do have the luxury now of awaiting your opponent. You're going to be, looks like you're facing the winner of Aizen Taiyama, a longtime community member, and Apex Corvid, who's been playing for a while, but I don't know if this is Apex's first tournament or second. I don't think he's been around as long. So you have the luxury of watching them play and see who's about to face you next.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty great. All these races in the past however many weeks we've been playing have been fantastic to watch. There hasn't been like a dull race to watch at all. All of them have just been superb.
Yeah, I have the honor of being eliminated by Apex Corvid. So if you meet him, he's a very tough opponent.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody in this community that has made it just even this far is just everybody is so good. It's kind of really hard to go, hey, like I feel confident against this person. It's always kind of like, oh well, I don't know if I'm gonna win, but I'm just gonna try and play.
Yeah, and I mean this race proves it too. I think Xalde is a relatively newer community member, and Xalde was kind of with you step by step. You know, one decision here or there. You know, it was basically 2 minutes between your crystal throws at Z, and Xalde is on screen hitting rocks right now, about to wrap up his own fight. But yeah, you can't ask for more when both runners are in Z at the same time. So thanks a lot for giving us such a great show tonight and giving us an exciting race.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks to the Restream crew, thanks to commentary, thanks to trackers, thanks to the community in general. Y'all are fantastic, and we wouldn't be here without all y'all. So it's greatly appreciated.
Well, it's the same for you. We wouldn't be here without you. So thank you for putting on a great race, and look forward to seeing more from you.
So GG to Xalde wrapping up his Zeromus fight, and we can see just how close that was. There was some discrepancy because of the early kind of stream glitches. So 140.53 for Couch, 143.17 for Xalde. What an amazingly close race, and we're joined by the runner-up tonight, Xalde. What a well-fought, well-run race coming up. Just a few minutes behind Couch. How are you feeling right now? They've had some time to take in what happened tonight.
Mom, ha, must ate my spoon.
Gulped it right down, no damage. Yep, just I guess probably a tick too early. Yep, that does happen. But GG to you, and very well run tonight.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm just happy that I was able to make it a close race, and I hope I made you all think a lot about my really weird decisions this time around.
Which weird decisions? Because honestly, I didn't see any you made. You ran a really excellent race, in my opinion. With the divergence that you and Couch had, I would definitely go back and watch it. To only have a 2.5 minute variance, you ran an excellent race, in my opinion.
Two weird things that came to my mind was like when I went to the moon, because I was desperate for another character, because when I went to Hobbs and found the duplicate, I was just heartbroken and figuring what the heck to do. And then when I was at the moon, I figured, oh, there's mute bells, I have some sirens, let's do a warlock grind maybe. And it didn't go as fast as I wanted, but it worked for its purposes. And then just choosing to drop Kane because I was already at decent enough levels and I didn't want to worry about a new character, and Eddie was doing floor duty and I was happy with that. And yeah, I don't know, it was fun. I'm really happy with what I did. I love the gambles that I took, and I think that was one of the big reasons why I was able to keep it as close as it was.
Yeah, that was super close. Knowing what we knew here, that there were a different place you could have gone. It could have been even closer, but obviously with the decisions and the information you had at the time, it was very well played. You got into some. I think you ran into the issue with that first warlock fight with the number of characters were up. I bet you were hoping to get at least one life glitch during that fight.
Yeah, I was, and then at that point, I just figured I wasted enough time. Just kill them all, grab some XP, and just get out of there.
Yeah, probably a good call. Even without the life glitches, that's a pretty good chunk for that point in the game.
I think that was like about 2 eggs, something like that. So economical too, because I only used 1 siren.
Yeah, we were wondering if you were going to try and look for some, free bosses, and then when you did the warlocks, it was, like you said, it did take a little bit of time, but I think you handled it really well. Knowing what we know now, what was waiting at you at the bottom of the moon, would you have maybe considered going down there if you had seen that the officer fight and Baron guards were down there?
Oh heck yes! I think I would have maybe done another warlock grind and then gone down there just to see. My only concern with like the officer fight in that is that I don't think Fu had all the spells he needed yet, so I don't think I would have had weak or something to take care of that as easily as I could have.
Yeah, he did get weak a little bit later, but I think maybe he had Fatal. I know I saw Couch using Fatal to get through a couple of eggs around the time you did your second Warlock grind.
Yeah, come time to Warlock grind 2, I had a good party, I had spells, so that one went a lot smoother, and I was able to pull off most of the life glitches that I wanted. And then I was happy that I found Hourglass 2s while looting so that we could take care of the Baron guards down at the Ogopogo spot. And then the killing Odin to get Odin made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah, I dubbed that vanilla swirl.
Have someone will travel. He takes it with him. No matter where you find him, he'll hand you an Odin once you're worthy. Yeah, I'm sure you might have chuckled to yourself, but you're probably also a little annoyed at that point.
I was, and maybe I should have reset, but experience was experience. In that point, I didn't have time to do any more grinds, and I just wanted to go and find the last objectives. Which on these boss hunts, they're really great at hide and go seek. I think they all just conspire to hide and giant at this point.
Yeah, I don't know if either you or Couch ever figured out where they're at if you went back to the seed, but yeah, it was you both went to lots of different places, and we did not see that ruby. Did we even see elements in the seed?
We did not. So I think we were down to package, the 2 giant spots, and King Queen.
We could have had elements into ruby on the giant for all we know, and that would have been kind of an odd gamble to make and an odd set of bosses to see sequentially.
No, not so odd for me, because I think I did a D-Machine grind into the Elements fight and CPU, I think my first race against Chaos Hades.
Yeah, that's right. And you have the kind of the unique perspective. You won 2 bracket seed races to get this far, but you lost one tonight, and because of just the way the records fell in the Swiss round, it does mean that your time in the Lali-Ho League has come to an end. I'm wondering how you feel about your time in it and what you think your free enterprise future holds going forward.
I'm happy to have made it this far as a newcomer that's just been a lurker this whole time. The fact that I made it through bracket, or made it through Swiss, and I made it through the first round of brackets for me, that's just... And then to face someone, what I consider famous like Couch, it's just like mind-blowing. I never thought I'd actually get to this point. A part of me is a little disappointed, but I know I go into every race saying I'm going to lose because I have really low self-confidence. But now this gives me time to focus on the free enterprise ladder races, which I've been putting off because I've been trying to practice my butt off to do well in bracket stages. And it's going to give me a little bit of breathing room because I teach high school and it's getting to the end of the year. So I need more time to kick kids in the butt to get passing. And so it's going to be nice to get a little bit of that time back.
Yeah, I can tell you from experience, I found the ladder to be a very addictive thing. Since I didn't make it through Swiss, it's kind of filled that competitive void. And to anyone out there who's watching this race, if you just got into free enterprise and you're wondering, and you're maybe disappointed that you didn't get a chance to compete in the Lali-Ho League, I would say our newly formed ladder is probably the place for you. Highly recommended. Join our Discord, join our ladder. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably have a great idea how wonderful the community is, how much fun everyone has together. But join up. If you like watching, try playing. Xalde, I think you were in that position recently, and look how far you got. So thanks again for giving us such a great race tonight and letting us restream your runs.
No problem. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I apologize about my poor internet, and I lost what I check on OBS, like 50,000 frames. So thank you, internet. And just thank you to the community. Thank you to Scala and Zoe and everyone that did the Lali-Ho boot camp that got me to stream for the first time ever to begin with. Without this community, this would never have been possible. So thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
GG's. I look forward to seeing more races from you in the future, whether it's on the ladder or, when the community races start up again.
Likewise, now that I've dipped my toe into this, I can't imagine stopping now.
It's very difficult. Thanks again, Xalde. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.
Well, you just mentioned wanting to see more races from Xalde. We don't have that for you tonight, but we do have more free enterprise. In fact, we're going to be sending you over to the mothership, free enterprise channel itself. We're going to be joining Possumorpheus versus Zilch, 2 of some of the most highly skilled runners in our community face off in their own round of 32 match. And are you going to be watching that, Karma?
Oh, I'll be watching it for sure. It's a pretty big match going on right now, so it'll be good to get in there and see how they're doing.
One more time to thank all of our behind the scenes folks. Thanks for the Harumph kind of shuffling his schedule at the last minute to get this one on for us, and our tracker Maggie the cat. And I've enjoyed commentating on this race with you, Bad Karma.
As with you, Michael Kors, it's always a pleasure to work with you. It's if you haven't done so, please give the Restream team and our runners a follow, and we will see everybody over on Free Enterprise. Please remember, no spoilers of this race, as people may want to come back and watch the VODs. Let them be able to enjoy it, and we'll see everybody over there.
Good night, everybody.